So prayer here again, want to get started by saying that today is actually World Kindness Day. And there's been a movement that said to wear your cardigans today because in honor of Mr. Rogers. I love Mr. Rogers. I love his message. He was kind of a pioneer in mental health stigma and good relationships when you look back at his stuff. So I love his stuff. And then just be mindful of that today. Go out of your way to be kind to somebody. Maybe today can be the start of a good habit of being kind. And I know sometimes it feels awkward to reach out to somebody and say, hey, you look great today, or hey, you've been doing really well at work, or you've been doing really well at school. And so a lot of times we hold back on those things. Speak it out. Let everybody know when they're doing a good job or when they're looking good, or just a simple hello. But again, today's World Kindness Day, and so maybe a great habit can start here. So I want to get started today talking about mutual rescue. So I had Carol Novello. She is the founder of this organization. I had her on my podcast this last week. If you haven't checked it out, it's called The Animal Effect. So definitely check out the podcast. I talk about mental health and all things animal-assisted therapy. And so, but I had Carol Novello on the show, and she has the organization called Mutual Rescue. And I absolutely love the name of this show, Mutual Rescue, because I think so many of us have experienced that, where we are feeling like our animal has actually rescued us. I know that there's a ton of people out there that feel the exact same way. And so I love the name of the organization to start with. And then I absolutely love what they do. They're really making an effort to help get animals adopted. She had some pretty staggering statistics. I was going to share those with you. She said that every year 6.5 million animals go into a shelter, and of those 1.5 million are euthanized. And so those are some big numbers. And so she said that they are going down. They have seen a trend in it going down, but it's pretty cool seeing that the animals are going out and changing lives. And so she took it a step further, and they started making videos about these animals that have changed people's lives and in fact saved their lives. If it wouldn't be for the animal in these people's lives, they might not even be here. And so I encourage you to go and check that out. It's called mutualrescue.org, and watch some of these videos. They are incredibly impactful. Please make sure to have some tissues with you. I made the mistake of watching one of the videos she made right before I had my show, and I was completely teared up. But I mean, they're beautiful stories. They're wonderful stories about how the animal needed saving, and the people ended up changing their lives for the better and happier and healthier them. So they also have a really great program. Now, this is really important for those of you that are thinking about getting an animal. They have a program called Doggy Day Out, and they're getting this into all of the different humane society shelters around the entire United States. If they don't have that program, you could definitely encourage your humane society or animal shelter to do it. But Doggy Day Out is a program where you can go in and you can almost like check a dog out for an hour and take them on a jog, hang out with them. It's kind of coming off of what they've been doing at colleges. I don't know if you've ever seen that or been near a university where they bring the animals in for 15-minute sessions during finals, and they find that it really helps college students manage their stress. And she said she'd been kind of thinking about that, and then thought, wouldn't that be great if these animals that are at shelters that aren't getting any exercise and aren't getting any attention, even if you could just go there and you can jog with the dog, you can, or get out a cat and play with the cat. It helps their adoptability. It helps you. How many studies have we seen that show the levels of oxytocin and dopamine and serotonin, all the good feeling stuff skyrocket when we interact with animals? And so definitely check that out. I mean, that's just a win-win-win all across the board. It's called Doggy Day Out, and you can find out more about it at mutualrescue.org. Yeah, and if you want to hear a little bit more about it, you can go onto my show. It's theanimaleffect.com, and you can hear a full 30-minute segment on a little bit more about what they do and hear directly from the founder. So the other thing I wanted to ask, or just put it out there for you guys, is if you ever have an article that you want me to review, or something that you think is newsworthy, you know, in the mental health stigma, or with the you know, things going on in the emotional support animal world or animal assisted therapy world, anything like that, throw it out there. I would love to you know, review it, go over it. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening out there, and we always see you know, a big boost right now, emotional support animals in the news because of the holidays. Everybody is saying, well, there's so many more emotional support animals. Well, there's so many more travelers. So honestly, the ratio is still probably about the same. Of course, nobody's really happy at the airport during the Thanksgiving and Christmas rush. So yeah, I could see how that could be a little bit of an issue, but we're gonna talk about in the upcoming weeks some traveling with your animal. And then if you haven't, I know we've had Emily on here. She's talked about traveling with her dog. She does it all the time. She has her emotional support dog, Calvin. If you haven't checked that little Italian Greyhound out, he is adorable. But she has some great travel tips. She travels a lot for work and personal, and so she has it down. She knows what to take, how it looks, and she's done some videos for CertaPets, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I would love to hear from you guys too. Anything that you guys want to talk about, I would love to address it. And yeah, again, World Kindness Day. And I would love to end today in honor of Mr. Rogers, the late great Mr. Rogers. He would end his show by saying, "You've made this day special by just being you. There's no person in the world like you, and I like you just the way you are." All right, so good to see you guys. Until next week.